The ocean is a big place, and understanding where you can fish or where to find fish can be a daunting task. Using tools like our sounder will help us do that. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I use my Lowrance HDS Pro to find new spots, find fish, and put fish in the boat. I'm going to do this by using 3 different methods that I'm going to go through and show you. The first one is going to be sounding at speed using our 2D sonar and our GPS to find good areas to fish, using our SideScan to hone in those areas, and then lastly using ActiveTarget to really fine-tune and really go detailed in where those fish are going to be and putting our lure right in front of their face. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Now let's get into how I use my Lowrance HDS Pro to catch more fish. Whoa, look at that. The first thing we're going to look at is how we use 2D sonar and GPS to find new spots while we're driving fast. So this is really important because the easiest way to cover ground and find new structure is by driving fast, and making sure your sounder reads clearly while you're moving at speed is going to help you achieve that. So what we want is a clear bottom on our 2D sonar while we're driving, say from the boat ramp and heading out. And it's really important that as you're driving, you're focusing on your screen, you're looking at what's on the sounder and taking note of anything that looks like it might hold fish. If you see something of note, so it could be a change in the bottom structure, it could be a bait ball, all these things will stand out if your sounder is set up to read clearly. So as we move along fast, I'm watching my GPS, I'm watching for any contour changes, I'm watching my sounder to note any schools of bait, any drop-offs, anything that stands out. And I want to make sure I mark exactly where I saw those fish or structure or whatever it was. And it's important that when you do that, you are actually tapping on the screen and marking the location of where it actually was. What you don't want to do is mark your boat's location at the time. So a lot of people will make this mistake and they'll hit mark on their sounder, and what that does is marks your current boat position, but the structure you've gone over is already well behind you. So you want to make sure that when you are marking anything you see on the sounder, you are moving your cursor on your screen, whether you touch it or whether you use arrows to move that along, and mark that exact spot. That way you've marked exactly where the thing is that you saw, so structure, fish, a drop off, whatever it was, and you can go back to exactly that spot. The screen I like to set up for this in particular is by having a split screen with my GPS on the left side and my sonar on the right hand side. Now I'll use this majority of the time when I'm driving fast, moving between spots. This means I've got clear view of both my navigation screen, which is my GPS, and also my sonar. So every time you're heading out, make sure you're paying attention to your 2D sonar and looking for anything that stands out. What you want to do is find little drop-offs, little bumps, any structure, mark it, and then we want to go in and use our side scan to further investigate what's going on in that area. So unfortunately we found some really, well fortunately we found some really good fish, but unfortunately the sharks also found them and we haven't really had any luck. Caught a couple early and then the sharks came through and it made things very difficult to actually get one to the boat. Behind you as far as you can. Oh. Yep. Fish. No. Okay. Try and get one too. Oh. Could be. Huh? Could be. Whoa. Head shakes. Huh? Head shakes. Hiding weird. Oh, go on. Yep.
I did not see that.
What is that? Whoa! What is that? Whoa! Lost it, I think. No, something at me. Whoa! 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 double hook up. Oh my god, what is it? What do you think it is? I just want to see it. Just want to see what it is before we lose. Oh my god. Oh no. Put your rod this way. Put your rod this way. Down, 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 down. Down, down. Oh dear.
Huh? Oh, that's not good.
Mine's off. You keep going. I just don't even know what it could be, given how like it must be those trevally.
Yeah, but like this is fighting way harder.
Yeah. And it was very like erratic.
The rally we had was like, wasn't screaming, it just had big head race.
Yeah.
Tarpon?
No, they'd be jumping. You stay there.
Put my lines over there.
Holy smokes, what are these fish? No, your line's very light. I don't know. It's going crazy. It's going crazy though.
Oh, yes, I got it. Shoot!
What? Oh.
Big one. Huge! It's huge, man! It's humongous! It's huge!
Calm down.
Okay. Double.
And two. Here, go.
Okay.
The last rod we got rigged up. Just drop it straight down.
Holy moly! Good hit.
Lift the rod up.
Oh! Got me out. I need to go over it.
Alright, chuck him.
Huh?
Chuck him in. No, they're here. Watch. Just there.
Yep.
Also big sharks. Oh. Whoa, look at that. Holy, look at the shark. Oh my god. Dude. What happened? Oh, nothing. Okay, I'm not gonna catch one anymore.
No way!
I'm just gonna get sharked.
Run! Drop it down.
But just watch this. This is fun though. Watch this. You can see them there, right? So they're all on the sounder here. In front. So I want to chuck this. On the top. Wind it up. Let's see if they come. See if they come for it. No. Needs to sink a little bit. I just don't want to hook one. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. Oh no, I'm on. Not yet. But will be. Oh.
Oh, you see them? That's
You
insane!
can see them?
I could! I did it!
Holy moly. Go to the back, go to the back. Lift your rod up and go to the back. I lost mine. I lost mine. I think so. No. We're going to keep moving, but in that instance, we used our side scan. We were scanning along the edge of a reef. We came across a really good school of fish, and there was so many under the boat, we were just able to drop straight down and hook up. So over here, what I'm doing is I'm using a split screen between SideScan, 2D sonar, downscan, and GPS. So I've got all this information in front of me. Now, if you have a smaller sounder, so on 12-inch and 16-inch sounders, I think, and maybe even 9-inch, you can split it this way. Some sounders won't let you split the 3 ways on top, which is okay. So you can just run 2D sonar instead of the downscan. And the reason I like this screen is because I'm seeing all the information at the same time. And I've got it set up in such a way that I'm getting the best information I can get from each one. So let me explain that a bit further. With SideScan, what I'm making sure is I've set my SideScan to run full width of the screen, because SideScan relies on us covering, far distance out to the side. I don't want to condense that image anymore. So I want to make sure it's got full width. I don't need height because that's just old information. I just want to make sure I'm seeing as far wide as I can. That way I can max my range and still be able to get detail on whatever the fish or structure are. With my downscan and 2D sonar, I've split them so they're quite small, and it does condense the information a little bit, but it's still big enough that I can see what's going on. And I've also got my GPS screen there as well, so, whoa, big turtle, so that I can see where I am, where my drift lines are in relation to where the fish marks were. So I've got all that information in front of me. So as I'm sounding around with my side scan, I might be idling at between, say, 3 to 6 knots, which would be around, say, 6 to 10 kilometers per hour. I've got all that information there. And as I'm looking, I can mark fish, see where it is on the side scan. I can see what's happening directly under us on the 2D sonar and the down scan as well. So it's giving me a holistic picture of what's going on. From there, when I do find something of interest, I'll mark it. Again, like I mentioned before, make sure you mark the actual fish or structure on the screen by moving your cursor or actually touching the screen. And then I will move my boat into position so that I can either drift over that spot or set up my electric motor to spot lock, or if I wanted to drop anchor, whatever it was. I would then set up my position, and then I'd use my active target to dial in even further, which I'll show you next. So we moved spots, and now we are fishing near a little wreck out in the middle here. And what I'm actually doing is I've set up just down current of the wreck. I've spot locked, and I'm using my active target to basically keep watch around the wreck to see what's going on. So what I'm doing is I'm using the pole, which is where my transducer is mounted, to have a look around the area, because fish will come in and out around the wreck. And I'm keeping an eye on the screen to see if any fish move around. Now, I'm not too concerned on how many fish come through or looking specifically for fish. What I am more concerned about is actually keeping my lure as close to the wreck as possible. And that's where this is really helpful. So I can, regardless of the structure I'm fishing, I can actually keep my lure as close to the structure as I can. And I know there's going to be fish in and around the wreck. They hide in there. It's hard to see them. So I just want to make sure that where I'm casting my lure is in the right zone. It's going right past where the wreck is sitting. Like I can see, I've got the wreck basically dead center on my screen at the moment. My pole is pointing forward, so I know where to make my path. I know how far away it is as well, so I know how far to path. Then it's just a matter of making sure I'm casting the right distance past it, letting the current drift back down towards where the wreck is and where I think the fish are going to be. And every now and then I can see some fish coming through around that wreck. So I know they are there. They will come and go. And the schools of bait, and we are getting a few small hits as they come through. But the important thing that I want you to understand with this is that active target and forward-facing sonar technologies, often a lot of the talk is about seeing fish, casting at fish, and watching them follow your lure. And that is really important. That's great as well. But it's really helpful just knowing where the structure is and using it to help guide you to where to cast, so you're always in the structure zone. Because with 2D sonar and side scan, you get an idea of where the structure might be. And if you're in an open area and you're looking at isolated structure, once you're drifting or spot locked or you're in basically fishing, it's hard to know exactly where that structure is by just looking. We marked here, so the structure's around there. But with the active target, you can actually move it around. So I'm in scout mode, and I can look around the boat and see there's the wreck there. There might be some rubble there. Might be a school of bait on this side. So I know exactly where I need to be casting, and I'm not specifically saying there's fish around, but that's where the structure is. So at least I know that I'm actively fishing. I'm actively keeping my lure in the right zone, and it's not just sitting in dead water behind the boat over sand or over structure that I don't want to be fishing. So by now I can make sure that every cast is going exactly past that wreck, and eventually one of those fish is going to come out and eat that lure. So I hope anyway. So essentially what I've explained today is that by using the different tech available on the sounder, we can go from, I guess, a large scale view and narrow it down into a very finite window, essentially, of where we think the fish are going to be. And so by using 2D sonar, I'm covering all the ground early. I'm kind of wide. Then by identifying a structure, an area that looks preferable, I'm using my side scan to then identify anything within that area that looks pretty good. So it might be some rubble, it might be a wreck, it might be some structure, weed bed, whatever it is. And then I'm using my active target and positioning myself so that I can best see the structure around and know exactly where my cast is going. So I'm not just hoping that my cast is in the right area past the fish or going past the structure. I know for certain that it is. So that's where you can really dial in with your tech if you know how to use it properly. And that's how I use my HDS Pro to do that.